Hey everybody, Sean with Triangle of Truth here, and I am back with a rapid review for this week. This week is another one from the amazing company Scout. Scout has been on fire this year. They've got a lot going on, including a lot of their stuff being in development for TVs, movies. I can't wait for that. So definitely be keeping up with their social media and their website, because not only are they just putting out killer comics, we've got all this stuff coming from their pretty big catalog at this point of stuff that they have. So, what am I here to talk about this week? I'm here to talk about Everglade Angels issue number 1. This was one of those where I didn't know it was actually coming out. I hadn't seen it previously when I was on social media and their media pages. So when I walked into the shop, I happened to see it and the cover looked really good, but I forgot to get it that day. Luckily for me, Jenna, who always puts stuff in my box that she thinks I'll like, happened to think that I might like this, so it ended up working out. I will say this though, I definitely thought it was going to be something different for whatever reason. I think because the cover that I saw was a little different than the one I got on this, because they have a few different covers of issue number 1. Anyways, so with that said, this is about a softball team named the Everglade Angels that just got done with a playoff game. They won, although the game ended with them in a large brawl, but they called the game and they ended up winning, and they're going to the finals. Well, their coach said that they could use the van to drive down to Miami. They're in Florida, and for their next finals, and just the girls could drive down. So while they're doing this, they're passing through a small town. And what has been going on in Florida recently is there's a serial killer out there. And reports, the one girl's dad had said that the reports are now that it might actually be a cult and not just one person. So they're passing through this small town. They have to stop to get gas. And the gas station attendant is a young kid who starts hitting on the two girls that come inside to pay. Invites them to a rave. So he gives them an address, says, "Oh, come on, you'll have fun, check it out." Well, the girls figure, why not? Because this could be their last hoorah together and one time before the finals, before the team breaks up. So they decide, all right, we'll go ahead and do it. And the girl that kind of plays the leader, her name is Gemma, and she's, the star player, this and that. She's got the directions, and they're going to find a place, and they pull up, and they're just in the middle of a swamp. It's a creepy old looking house, kind of like the one on the cover that I have here, and just looks abandoned, no lights. Well, of course, they're like, "Are you sure we're in the right spot?" And the one girl's like, "Well, raves aren't exactly, publicly, so they got to be secret." So they get out, and she starts walking towards the house, because apparently they were having trouble with their van. So they're like, they ask, "Excuse me, can I use your phone?" Well, it ends up being the group of killers, which I will say they show at the beginning of the book killing a young girl as it is. So they all wear gas masks, and you find out they actually speak, I believe it's Japanese, because one of the girls on the softball team is part Japanese, and so she could vaguely make out what they were saying to each other. And when you read the comic itself, they have the stuff, and it's actual, it looks like, remember the 1.5 semester I took of Japanese, it looks like, actual kanji or one of the written languages. So I don't know what it says, but that's how that's how they give you the idea of what they're talking. So, but they all surround Gemma, and they're going to take her, and the girls are like, "We need to do something." They're like, "What?" Well, the one girl's like, "Well, I'm not just going to stand by." She jumps out with a baseball bat, or a softball bat, I should say, and she's like, "Batter up, mother effers," and blah blah blah. And so she smacks one of them in the head, and the rest try to come to help. One of them gets caught in a bear trap, and so one girl starts attending to her, and they're like, "Stay with me," blah, blah, blah. So they go to get this red drink that Gemma is known for drinking. They all say it stinks. They all don't want to try it, but she's been harping on them, trying to get them to try it. So they give it to her just to try and get the girl to calm down, stay hydrated, stay conscious. And all of a sudden, she just like hulks up and she gets out of this bear trap and there's no issues. And she's like, what the? And you realize that the drink is some kind, you know, it does something to hulk you up, but it only lasts for a few minutes. Like the effect is almost immediate, and then the drop off is almost as immediate. You know, you get it, you take it for a few minutes, you're, you know, like you're on steroids, and then all of a sudden you're just back to normal and you feel weary. Well, at this point, one of them was able to get given a cell phone that they took to work to call 911. And the sheriff shows up and he goes, you know, can I help you ladies? And somebody call 911. And they immediately go to explaining to what's going on. And then you hear him say, well, I'll ask the questions, you call for our help. And at this point you already know that he's fishy, because the boy that gave him the address to this party is obviously the one that sent them to these guys. So I'm theorizing that this whole small town might be in on this thing together, based on the way the one with the gas station attendant, the way the cop was at the end of this issue. So we'll see what's going on. I can't wait. I know issues 2, 3, and 4 are out. I'm gonna wait till it's done and do a trade. And then I'm going to read the whole trade and probably come back and do a review. Scout's really good about putting out trade volumes pretty quickly. So hopefully before the end of the year I can update you guys and let you know what's going on and what happened. But this is another one of those where Scout is, I've loved him. Solar Flare was the first one I ever got from them, and I want to say that was 3 years ago. And see them go from Solar Flare, and they had about, I think at that time, like 8 or 9 comics that they were running, to the vast catalog that they have now and just the inroads that they're making. I'm excited. To me, there's never been a better time for the indie comic companies like Scout, like Aftershock, and some of these others, because, you know, I know the pandemic has affected everybody, and I hope that all you guys watching us are safe and healthy. Your families have still had good fortune and you're still doing okay. But when you look at the comic industry and see where the indie companies are coming and how much they're growing with everything that's been going on, it's, you know, it's definitely on that side of things been a really good year that gives me and all of us here at Triangle of Truth something to look forward to. Sorry I went off on a ramble there, but let me know what you thought of this issue, or just the issue, you know, the series in general. Have you read it? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know why down in the comments below. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. We'll catch you guys next time. Later, everybody.